Yes. What is happening, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Mailbag Monday. My name is Mike, call sign K8MRD, and you are watching K8MRD Radio Stuff. You might notice something new. There is no microphone in front of my face. Somebody commented, said, Mike, you should really get that boom mic out of your face. So I went in my music boxes of all my music gear and found one of my lav mics. So now you get to see all of this. Are you happy now? Because this is what you're getting. Anyway, let's dive right in. The first question has to do with drilling. Drill baby drill says, Mike, I need to create some kind of hole in my house for getting coax outside. I'd like to run 4 cables, 2 for ham radio, 1 for TV, and 1 for a 1090 megahertz ADS-B recover antenna, whatever that is, but it sounds cool. The ham stuff I do right away, so at least you've got your priorities straight. Good on you. The others are eventual projects. I'm kind of apprehensive about drilling holes in my house, and I'm curious about how you do it. Drill, baby, drill. So a few years ago, I went to the Home Depots and the Lowe's of the world, and I bought this big, long, half-inch masonry drill bit. It's got a carbide tip here, so it'll go through, and I drill through the in the mortar in between the joints, and that way I can pass through my my Ultraflex 10 or RG213, LMR 400, the bigger coaxes, and you drill another one for if you got thinner ones. But that's what I use. I don't have a problem drilling through houses. We're hams. How else are you gonna do it? But there are window pass-throughs. So if you have windows that open like this, I know MFJ makes some. It's just a bracket basically. It's just it's got the female jacks on it, and you can plug your coax in there and get it out if you don't want to drill through your house. But that's what I do. So there are options out there. There's also, we talked about this on the last episode, there are some other window feed-throughs. If you don't want to drill in your house, it's basically like a window line or a ladder line that I think DX Engineering sells. And it's just an SO239 here, really flat kind of ribbon coax, and an SO239. So you can basically just close your window right on it. So that's what I do. There's other options, but good to know you have your priorities right in getting your ham radio coax set up before the other ones. Our next question has to do with driving and portable radio. 2 things that go hand in hand. So KB2CWNS, can you drive with a ham stick on the roof? Now my first reaction to this, well, I suppose it depends on how high the overpasses are. But yes, you absolutely can drive with a ham stick. Now, think about how many times have you seen somebody with a big truck with a big CB antenna on top. So I really wouldn't worry about hitting anything, honestly. Semis are quite high. I forget how high they are, but a tractor trailer is pretty much going to be where the top of your antenna would be. But as far as like what are you going to mount it with, look at some of the bigger like 3 magnet mounts that you can put on a car, and that's really going to hold it. You'd probably be okay with a bigger size single magnet mount, but you might want to be extra safe and do the big tri-magnet thing. I think you need like a crane to take it off. Those things are very strong. So even if you're driving 100 miles an hour down the road, it ain't going anywhere. So absolutely. The only thing you might have a challenge with maybe is getting up if you got a big van or a truck or something and changing it. But yeah, absolutely, that should work just fine. Our next question comes from one of my old club members from the South Lyon Area Amateur Radio Club in South Lyon, Michigan. This comes from Bruce. He asks, hey Mike, it's Bruce, K8RQX from Michigan. I've enjoyed your videos, just saw your recent one, the 1-year anniversary, and saw that you guys were using the MX P50M amp triggered by the Icom IC705. Many folks have had trouble figuring out how to trigger the amp. I know that Josh tried to wire his units to do that on his YouTube video, but no luck. Could you ask your friend how he wired his? Been there, done that. That's in the process right now, and if you don't know what we're talking about, this is the amplifier right here. This is a little 50 watt amp that does 80 meters through 10. There's a little dial here, and when it's powered on, all these lights will light up. So I've not used this amp yet. I just got it, other than when I was out with Ryan a few weeks ago. And yes, I have all the circuitry to do everything. And Kevin Laughlin, all the credit goes to him for figuring it out. And if you don't watch Kevin Laughlin, go check him out. He's got a great YouTube channel and definitely a lot smarter than I am. But it's a very simple circuit. I've got the diagrams, and one thing that Kevin's video kind of failed to show, he talked about everything, all the circuit design, everything you need to do, but he didn't actually show the build process. He's like, here it is before, and then magically, here it is all done. So yes, I plan on doing a build video with this very, very soon. I still am trying to wrap my head around the circuitry, but I'm gonna watch this. There's a couple videos out there, and I think if I watch them both enough times, I'll be able to wrap my head around it. Plus I have Ryan to ask. So yes, I will be, for all the 705 users that wanna use this amp, I will be doing a build video, and hopefully it will be a successful build video. So yes, great question. This thing is really cool too. Love it. So this next question isn't really a question so much, but there's a takeaway that I want to share with this. Radio in the Wild says, thanks for another great video, Mike. The K8MRD call sign is stronger than a 1500 watt amplifier. I don't know about that, but thank you. You're very kind. You give me the inspiration to actually go out to parks and try my own activations. I've always hunted from home, but decided I wanted to change that. I made my first successful activation yesterday with my 20 watt Zygu, Sigu, Shegu, Zorro X108G. That's a radio that we haven't heard from in a while. So cool, that's a cool radio. And a 40-meter hamstick on top of the car. I experienced my first pileup at that time, and I believe I might already be addicted to it. That is how we get you, my friend. That's great. I'm trying to work on building my own power box at the moment. Can't wait to be able to go out again. That is awesome. So my whole goal with this channel was to pay it forward, ham it forward, if you will. Everything that I've learned or failed with or anything, all of my experiences in ham radio, I've tried to share as much of the journey and the passion as I can. So the challenge to you and anyone else that has these same feelings, because I'm just a guy that goes and does POTA activations, but I bring a camera along with me and I post it on YouTube, okay? Do the same thing. I'm not asking you to make a YouTube channel, but make a YouTube channel. Make your presence on ham radio known on the social medias. But more importantly, if someone shows interest in it, take them, hold their hand, maybe not physically, that'd be a little weird sometimes, but show them the ropes. Take them out on a portable activation. Show them a Bofang, show them what a repeater is. Show them something, spark their interest in it, okay? That's how we Elmer. That is exactly what we want to do. We want to be paying it forward. We want to be sharing our passion with this hobby and hamming it forward. So thank you for your kind words. Now the challenge goes back out to you to ham it forward from what you got from my videos. Take that, and now you have that passion and share it with someone else. And that's how we have world ham domination, okay? That's the goal. Always love those. It's very humbling to get those types of comments. So the last question here is talking about what are some of my favorites, okay? This we could go on and on about, but Mike, I've watched a lot of your videos. They've been driving me to learn and exploring some builds. What's your favorite radio for general portable use? When you set up your antenna, do you have a preference as to which direction you set the wire up? Do you have a preferred band you like to use? I just got my tech ticket. Congratulations, beginning of January. Welcome to the dark side. Glad to have you here. Reading up to get my general. I have me a FT450D. Nice, the 450 was my first HF radio. I'm also in Detroit. Sorry about your bad luck. I got out while I could. So I'm looking for ideas for my setup. Thanks, KU8RLY73. So, favorite radios for portable general use. By far, hands down right now, for me, the Icom 705 is bar none #1 for me. Because I like hiking, I like compact, lightweight portability, and I'm primarily a portable operator, so calling CQ with 10 watts from a park, it can be quite easy to get on the air. My other favorite radio would be probably it's a toss-up between the 7300 and the 891. If we're strictly talking portable, it's the 891. I would say the 891 has taken second place to the 705. Again, just because I like the features of the 705, the portability. There's big compromises with either one though, so you have to really decide for yourself what is best for you. What is best for me, what is best for the guy in your club, what is best for your neighbor isn't always what's best for you. So do you want to sacrifice higher power for more portability, built-in battery, those types of things, or do you want to sacrifice all of that stuff for higher power, more weight, bigger batteries, more current draw, all that kind of stuff? So those are my two favorite radios. I could go on and on. I mean, I really haven't met too many radios that I didn't like, but for portable operations, I would say the 705 and the 891, in my humble opinion, are the two best radios that are currently being produced as of the time of this filming. So there we have that. And the other part of the question, do you have a preferred band you like to use? I'm not really. For a while it was 20 meters, then it went to 40 meters, then I was back on 20 meters. Now that the solar cycle is picking back up, 17 and 15 meters have been fun. I just got on 10 meters. The other day there was a big opening. I was at home, but still made, I don't know, 13 or 14, 15 contacts there. So some of the bands that haven't been open, like 17, 15, 12, 10, and even 6 sometimes, those are more fun now just because all I know of ham radio is the bottom of the solar cycle, and now we're seeing this uptick in activity and other frequencies are coming alive. So that's really exciting to me, but primarily 40 or 20, those are gonna be your most reliable bands for sure. Oh, and I skipped over, when you set up your antenna, do you have a preference as to which direction you set your wire up? No. No, I don't. I prefer to set it up in whatever direction I can set it up. That's as simple as I can make it. And in all honesty, I haven't really seen much of a difference in terms of where my signal is getting. And I primarily use either a vertical or an end-fed, and especially when I'm hiking, it's definitely an end-fed because it's lighter. Whether it's transmitting north and south or whether it's transmitting east or west, I find they're pretty omnidirectional actually. I'm gonna get most of my contacts are gonna be from kind of the eastern part of the country, and then the rest would be from the western part of the country. I definitely see more east, we'll just call it East Coast contacts than I do west, regardless of the antenna's orientation. So your mileage may vary. The dirt here in Texas is definitely different than the dirt here in Michigan, so who knows? But great question. And you know, get out and experiment. See what works for you and see what you like, see what you don't like. And there's so many avenues to go down in this hobby. You could literally start at birth, and by the time you die, you still wouldn't have even scratched the surface. So get out and have fun. That's all that matters. Don't get too caught up in all the technical mumbo jumbo. Yeah, we need to know it. But at the end of the day, if you're on the air making contacts, that's all that matters. And that's gonna bring us to a close. Once again, it's always sad to see you go. But just know that we'll be back for Monday. Gosh, that kind of seemed like Mr. Rogers for a minute there, didn't it? Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have questions, let's do something new. Let's email them to me, k8mrd@icloud.com. I'm good on QRZ. Shoot me an email. Leave the comment in the YouTube videos if you want, but you can email me and just put in the subject Monday Mailbag. That way I'll know to actually maybe read that email. So let's do Monday Mailbag. In the subject, k8mrd@icloud.com if you got a question, and maybe you will get your question answered on the channel and you'll be YouTube famous. So, all right guys, it's getting stupid now. Thanks again. We'll see you again in another episode of K8MRD Radio Stuff. 73 guys.